In fifth generation form, Land Rover's Discovery continues to offer the toughest, the most practical and the most capable choice in the large SUV sector. Structurally this time round, much has been borrowed from larger Range Rover models, along with fresh engine options and more sophisticated media connectivity. The Discovery, though, continues to have its own authentic appeal. In many ways, it's the ultimate expression of the Land Rover brand.
There's nothing quite like a Land Rover Discovery, and not much comes close to matching the sheer capability of this fifth generation version. But from behind the wheel you get a great view of the road ahead and a real feeling of control that on tarmac you can properly exploit this time around. That's thanks to significantly improved levels of agility. That's been made possible by the installation of the aluminium monocoque chassis that the engineers have borrowed from the company's two largest Range Rover models. This has enabled the brand to offer the option of a smaller 240 bhp 4-cylinder 2-litre diesel engine this time around, and that's equipped. The entry-level variant in the Mark V Discovery range is a massive 480 kilos lighter than the base derivative in the previous model lineup. Despite that, though, this SUV remains a significantly heavy thing, with most variants weighing in at well over the 2.2-tonne mark, particularly those that are fitted with the 258 bhp 3-litre TD6 6-cylinder diesel that most people would choose, and that's what we're trying here. There is also a 340 bhp 3-litre supercharged 6-cylinder SI6 petrol option if you want it. All Discoveries come with smooth 8-speed automatic transmission, air suspension and a twin-speed gearbox with a low range setting for really tough off-road work. Now, should you venture onto those challenging trails, you'll be glad of the terrain response system. It'll allow you to set the car up specifically for the ground that you'll be covering. An optional Capability Plus pack upgrades that setup to even more capable Terrain Response 2 status and adds in an active rear-locking differential and the brand's clever all-terrain progress control system. That's essentially a low-speed cruise control system for off-piste driving. Land Rover says that, so equipped, this Discovery is the most capable 4x4 it's ever made. Most owners, though, will be more interested in a 3.5-tonne braked towing capability that's massively greater than direct rivals can offer. Those competitors can deliver slightly better efficiency stats, but the Discovery has narrowed that gap. This 3-litre TD6 variant is able to manage 39.2 mpg on the combined cycle and 189 grams per kilometre of CO2. So, what do you think? No, it doesn't look like the kind of Discovery you're probably used to seeing. It was never going to. The square, quite utilitarian-looking previous generation designs in this model line hardly ever featured on the wish lists of customers buying sleeker, if less capable, 7-seat large SUVs like Audi's Q7 and Volvo's XC90. Going forward, Land Rover needed to change that. So, Chief Designer Jerry McGovern and his styling team took a clean sheet approach and set out to do something different. Or quite different anyway. The front end is very much a development of the look that we're already familiar with from the smaller Discovery Sport model. Plus, there's a traditional Land Rover clamshell bonnet, and the stepped roofline and the prominent rear C-pillar are both apparently inspired by Discoveries of the past. Time to take a seat inside. And once you're installed in the driver's chair, you get a commanding view of the road ahead that locates your eye line several inches above where it would be in a German rival. In that respect, this car is similar to its Range Rover Sport showroom stablemate, but this cabin, quite intentionally, lacks the purposeful driver positioning of that car and also some of the sheer indulgence of its fixtures and fittings. Now, that is not to say that it can't be very smart indeed. Certainly is in this top-trimmed variant with Windsor leather upholstery that's extended into the doors and onto a dashboard featuring polished oak veneer. Less clear and intuitive are the buttons on the restyled 4-spoke steering wheel that allow you to access the functionality of that screen. You're going to need to spend some time with your nose buried in the instruction manual to figure out both these and also the new in-control infotainment system, and that's accessed by a centre dash monitor that can be either 8 inches in size or, as here, provided in a more sophisticated 10-inch in-control Pro form. Right, let's move rearwards. Now, although this middle compartment can't quite match the roomy feel that you get in a rival Volvo XC90, there is 960mm of legroom, so it's significantly more spacious than a longer Audi Q7 can manage to be. Each seat can slide back and forth, and you can recline the backrests too. And that adjustment is electrically powered, providing you choose one of the plusher HSE variants. So, time to take a seat in the third row. Our space here is really very good by class standards, this being one of the only large 7-seat SUVs that really can take two fully sized adults across the back here with any real degree of comfort. This stepped roofline helps here, making possible this so-called stadium seating arrangement that sees these rear seats positioned higher up than those at the front, so you get a better view out. Finally, let's take a look in the boot. Now, it features a single-piece tailgate this time around, which means that it can be power-operated with optional foot gesture control. Now, inside, some of the old model's tailgate picnic-style functionality has been retained thanks to this welcome electrically deployable seat panel. When you push that back up, it helps to keep luggage in place, and there's a 258-litre cargo capacity with all the seats upright like this. Flatten the third row chairs, and that's easy if you've got the electric rear seat folding option fitted, and a huge 1137 litres of carrying capacity will be freed up, and that further rises to a massive 2406 litres if you flatten the second row chairs too. The world takes on a different appearance from behind the wheel of a Land Rover Discovery. It always did, and it still does. At the helm, you know you're in a car that can take on just about anything, be that a 7-up trip to the Alps or a relaxing ride home on a wet and slippery winter's night. Thanks to a clever, classless feel that nothing else can quite replicate, it brings a wonderful authenticity to its market segment. Enough to make it the world's ultimate family SUV? Well, that depends on your perspective. Those who come to this segment in search of the genuine article will surely think so. One thing for certain though, there's nothing else quite like it.